Hey guys, Morgan from Rebellious Reading, and I've finally come to the realization that having a monthly TBR isn't gonna work for me. I got some inspiration though from another booktuber. I'll leave a link to her in the description. And my new idea is from now on, I'm going to play as many TBR games as I want, but I'm not allowed to play them again until I have read all the books I picked for my last one. So this month, we're going to be playing this TBR game. Yep, we're going to go through this board and pick some books. And I'm not allowed to play it again until I have read all of said books. There's no set time that I have to read them either, so this could take months, but I don't care. I like to be able to mood read. So for those of you who haven't seen my board games before, this is how this is gonna work. I'm gonna use this little orange bunny here to move across the board using these two six-sided dice, and whatever prompt I land on, I have to pick a book. And if I land on two of the same secondary color, like two oranges in a row, I get to roll again and move forward without picking a book. However, if I land on two of the same primary colors, like two yellows, I have to roll again and move backwards. So, let's get started. And for my first roll, I'm gonna spin a wheel on my computer because two six-sided die means I can't get a 1, and there is a first prompt, so I'd like to be able to land on that if at all possible. Okay, so our first roll got us an 11. Let's move to that spot. Random color. Okay, I can do that. Okay, so for our first roll, we got luminous orange for a random color generator. I have to find a book that has that color on it. I think I found one. I found one that doesn't have the exact same shade of orange, but it's close, and that's what matters. The Land of Roar by Ginny McLaughlin. This is a middle grade. It's kind of like Chronicles of Narnia in that there's this portal under their bed that leads to a fantasy world. I imagine it's going to be really cute. So, yeah. It looks like there's going to be dragons too, and I love dragons, so yeah. This looks awesome. Can't wait to read it. Roll number 2. Okay, now for the first proper dice roll. 8. Okay. Booktube least favorite. Oh god. That's gonna be a hard one. So, for our second roll, we got Booktube least favorite, and for this I'm gonna be listening to the audiobook of Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Maurer? Is that how you say that? But yeah, this book is really polarizing. There's a lot of people who love it, and then you've got people like Books and Lala and Stephanie's Bookverse who can't stand it. So, yeah, assistant to the villain. This is apparently a fantasy romance in which this girl becomes an assistant to a villain, and she ends up falling in love with him. That's all I know. Apparently there's some comedy to it. We'll see how the comedy clicks for me. Rule number 3. 10. Ooh, we're getting all reds and blues this time. And what is that? Random picture. Oh god, that's a hard one. Okay, so for random picture generator, we got this picture of a dog playing in the water. So something dog related. Do I have anything dog related? White Fang by Jack London. This is about a 3/4 wolf, 1/4 dog creature, and it's a companion novel to The Call of the Wild, which I read earlier this year and loved. So, we're gonna read White Fang. And I think this is supposed to be like the wholesome counterpart to Call of the Wild, so let's do rule number 4. Okay, rule number 4. 10. Historical fiction. Oh, I know what I'm picking for this. Okay. So for this, I'm picking In Memoriam by Alice Wynne. This is set in World War I, and it's apparently about a couple of gay guys who don't know what being gay actually means because it's the 1910s, who go off to war to avoid each other and then all their classmates follow them. Man, this sounds pretty devastating. Yeah, I don't mind sad historical fiction though, so hopefully I enjoy this. By the way, I got this in the tailored book recommendations box I had mentioned last time I did a TBR game. So, let's do rule number 5. Okay, rule number 5. 11. Ooh, we're getting all the big numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. Ooh, and it got us a free spot! Thank God! Okay, our next roll got us a free spot, and for this I'm going with Here We Go Again by Alison Cochrane. Sorry if I'm butchering that. This is a romance about two people who were childhood friends and then they end up stuck in their ways as adults, but then they go on an adventure and they end up falling in love with each other. Sounds really wholesome and sweet. Let's do rule number 6. Okay, rule number 6, and we do not want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anything but a 5, and I'll be good. Ooh, a 9! Woohoo! Random book. Okay, this means I have to find a random book generator, and whatever the first book that I have access to that gets generated, I have to read regardless of what it is. Okay, that was ridiculous. I used one generator and it gave me a bunch of really boring books that I thankfully did not have access to. So I tried another one, and it started actually giving me interesting books that I still did not have access to. So, eventually I was able to get, as you can see on the screen here, Unwind by Neil Schusterman. So, this is by the guy who wrote Scythe. I know that much. I don't know anything else about this book, but apparently, according to Google, it's a dystopian novel and it takes place in the United States in the near future. That's all I know. So, it is on Everand, meaning I have access to it. So, that'll be our 6th book. So, we all know what rule number 7 is going to be, but let's do it anyway. We all know what this is going to be, but let's just do it anyway. And it's a 6. Mood read, meaning I can pick whatever I want, and I'm not going to tell you what it's for. Okay, what it is, I mean. Okay. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books. Not bad. Okay. So we made it to the mood read, and I have 7 books, including Land of Roar for a random color generator, White Fang for a random picture, Assistant to the Villain for a booktube least favorite, In Memoriam for a historical fiction, Here We Go Again for a free pick, Unwind for a random book, and a mood read. So, that's everything. And I'm probably going to play some more TBR games this month since I'm no longer making a specific time for me to do this. So, I'll see you guys very soon, hopefully. Sorry, by the way, if uploading doesn't happen as frequently as I'd like it to. My dad has cancer, he's stuck at home from work, and it's kind of hard to film with more people in the house. So, yeah. I hope my father turns out okay, and he's able to go back to work soon. Both for his sake and mine. Anyway, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I'm Morgan from Rebellious Reading, and I'm out.